Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio. So today, I'm going to be showing you the great little Pokemon from Champion Road. Champion Road has been fully leaked and revealed now, and I've done an analysis on all of the good Pokemon. All of the Pokemon, in fact, from Champion Road. I've given you a complete look at Champion Road, except one thing is missing. I haven't shown you the great little Pokemon from Champion Road, the evolving Pokemon that are actually pretty gosh darn good, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we are going to be doing today. And we're going to be starting off with Weepinbell. You see, Weepinbell's got a really nice attack. 1 colorless energy, attach up to 2 grass energy cards from your hand to this Pokemon. And then, of course, you get Victreebel up and rolling, and it's all good. Big problem here. You're attaching energy and then stopping and waiting, and that's not going to fly. Things like Tapu Lele can come in and get easy KOs, doing more damage for the amount of energy that's on you. It's not going to work, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. Good idea, but not going to work. But how about Spinarak? Spinarak's kind of cool. Spinarak's got a nice little attack for 1 grass energy. Flip a coin. If heads, the active Pokemon of your opponent is now paralyzed and poisoned. Now, we're used to flip a coin if heads, the defending Pokemon is paralyzed. Froakie's been doing this for ages in Greninja decks. And if you really want to be excited, you could even go back to the old Dynamo that people used to play just to buy a couple of turns, explicitly using Thunderwave here. And you can use the old Victini or the new Victini, which is just a reprint of the old Victini, at least in terms of the ability, to give yourself a 75% chance of hitting that paralysis. Getting poison as well? I mean, look, it's a 50 HP Pokemon. It's more of an emergency attack, but you get poison and paralysis. That is better than just regular paralysis. Scyther here's got a really nice attack for 1 colorless energy. Search your deck for 2 Scyther and put them onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. If you're playing a quad sizzle deck, this is really, really good. If you're not going to really get anything out of this, unfortunately, but it's nice if you are going for a full sizzle deck. Also, double colorless energy, 20 damage and immunity on a coin flip. It's not what you want to be doing, but it's a nice little attack in an emergency. Cacnea, quite a nice evolving Pokemon here. It's actually got the exact same ability as Cacturn, into whom it evolves. It's Poison Barb. As an ability, if your opponent hits it, they get poisoned. It's quite nice. Free poison, always a good thing. Get a bit of extra damage on the field and feel quite good about yourself. One of the best evolving Pokemon in this particular set, I believe, is Combusken. Now, we've talked about Blaziken, and we've basically said that Blaziken is a good Pokemon because it's got the electric ability, but for fire Pokemon. But then again, it's a stage 2, whereas the electric was a stage 1, that's a bit annoying. But when you've got stuff like Kiawe and Ho-Oh, maybe you can use Kiawe and Ho-Oh in the early game, and then transition into using Blaziken when you've had time to get your Blaziken up and rolling. But Combusken is actually a really good stage 1 Pokemon. First of all, it's got a nice little ability that when you attach any energy, you heal all special conditions from the Pokemon. And it's not attaching fire energy, it's any energy here. So you could attach a double colorless energy to use the attack, and then you'd actually be healing all of your special conditions at the same time. That, to me, sounds pretty gosh darn nice. Of course, you could just evolve into Blaziken to heal all your special conditions, but that's not the point. You've also got a really quite usable attack here. For a double colorless energy, 60 damage, but it's on a coin flip. You flip tails, nothing happens. Again, you can use Victini to try and increase your odds of hitting a heads here, 75% rather than 50%, but if you flip tails, it's still going to be sad. Thing is, you whack a choice band on here, you're doing 90 damage. That's quite a bit. And if you hit for weakness, that doubles up to 180. Now, annoyingly, most of the relevant Fire Weak Pokemon actually have more than 180. Duskmane Necrozma has 190, Golisopod has 210, etc. Little bit of a pain, but it's still a lot of damage to get on the board for an evolving Stage 1 Pokemon, which is really just supposed to be there to evolve into Blaziken. Having said that, Are you going to be playing double colorless energy in fire decks? A lot of the time you might not be. Lombre is quite a nice Pokemon. If this Pokemon has any water energy attached to it, it has no retreat cost. Now, interestingly enough, when you evolve it up to Ludicolo, it loses the ability, and it gains a retreat cost of 2, which is actually really quite annoying. But free retreat is free retreat. It's very nice. Now, the attack double colorless energy, 20 damage plus 20 more on a heads, not particularly good. Nothing to get excited about. However, free retreat is free retreat. Now, Ludicolo does need a double colorless energy and a water energy, which is not ideal. It's a little bit expensive. But maybe Lombre gets brought into the active using a Guzma, and you've got no way to retreat it. So what you do is you attach a water energy, then you've got free retreat using the ability. Then, at any point in the future, you just need a double colorless energy to turn it into a Ludicolo. And weirdly enough, Voltorb has the same ability. If it's got any energy attached to it, it has no retreat cost. Now, Lombre does need to have water energy attached in order to get free retreat, whereas Voltorb needs any energy attached to it to get free retreat. The annoying thing about Voltorb is that it evolves into Electrode, and I've done videos about these Pokemon. I'll try and remember to pop a bunch of links in the description, but as far as I'm concerned, Electrode is not really an attacker. Electrode is a Pokemon you're using for the ability, so even though you get the free retreat, it's quite nice. Having said that, your Electrode, you can KO it, giving up 2 prizes, and then attach 5 energy cards, so that can include double colorless energy, counter energy, etc. And if you're going down 2 prizes, counter energy will be nice, to your non-EX, non-GX Pokemon in any way that you like. So if you've got a Voltorb in the active, maybe you just KO it after evolving it up into Voltorb, and then you don't need to retreat it anyway. Now at this stage, I'm going to go to probably my favourite Pokemon on this list. To be fair, it is my favourite Pokemon on this list, but I really, really like the attack here. For 1 fighting energy, obviously it's Phanpy. Phanpy's my boy. Endure. Flip a coin. If heads, during your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon would be knocked out by an attack, this Pokemon is not knocked out. Instead, you put damage counters on the Pokemon until it has 10 HP remaining. If you flip a heads, it's essentially a Focus Sash, which cannot be gotten rid of using Field Blower. It means it cannot be KO'd. Now, the other thing to remember is that the Donphan has an Outrage attack, whereby it does as much damage as it has damage on it. So Phanpy here would go to 6 damage counters, being that it's got 70 HP. And then, of course, Donphan would be doing 60 for 1 energy, or indeed 90 with a Choice Band. Or indeed 110 with a Choice Band and a Diancie Prism Star, which would be enough to get a 1-hit KO on a Zoroark. That's why this attack is so good. You can basically go and get cheeky KOs on stuff like Zoroark because your opponent was unable to KO a Phanpy. Now, it is on a coin flip, and again, you can use Victini, and if you flip tails, it sucks, but if you don't flip tails, it's good. Quick shout out to Bagon for being potentially the worst Pokemon we've ever seen. 1 colorless energy, 10 damage, is a very ordinary, everyday, uninspiring, run-of-the-mill, bland attack. But Bagon says, no, I'm not just doing a flat 10 for 1 energy. You've got to flip a heads to do 10 for 1 energy. You've actually got to flip a coin to do 10 damage. No. Although to finish off, Shelgon does actually have quite a nice ability. If this Pokemon has any basic energy attached to it, reduce damage done to it by 20. Now in the active, that's not going to do a huge amount, because to be perfectly honest, most good Pokemon at the moment are going to hit for 100 damage quite easily. But on the bench, if something like a Buzzwole or a Tapu Koko comes up trying to do a bunch of bench damage, your Buzzwole will do 10, and Tapu Koko will do nothing. So in that respect, it is quite a nice ability. Again, you don't really ever want to use these stage 1s. What you really want to do is use a rare candy to go straight from the basic to the stage 2, but it's at least an option here. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are the great little Pokemon from Champion Road. The ones that we generally use to evolve, but there's some quite nice abilities and attacks in here. And many a good player has won many a game relying on the attacks or the abilities of the evolving Pokemon. So I thought, you know what? Time to have a play. Let's do this. But I want to know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about these particular cards. Let me know your favourite evolving Pokemon in the comment section. Go nuts, but be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and so on, then head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do just that. And do check out my other channel, Wossy Plays, where we've just hit 1,000 subs. So now I need to remember how to make a vanity URL. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.